The conditions required to maintain a sustainable hive world had deteriorated on Atellan Primus. With a population of 8 billion souls, observers from the Ministerium would remark in years to follow that it was a new record of human suffering. Not that it had never been a prosperous world, but with resource shortages brought about by the plague wars of Ultramar and the increasing demands of imperial tides, the Lord Governor Atraxes had begun to wring the planet thin. It was this new war that brought the Order of the Starlight Saint to Atellan. The sisters had fought valiantly against the forces of the tainted Primac Mortarion throughout the realm of Ultramar, bleeding as all minor orders did, and dying to protect pilgrims and relics from the necrotic rot of heresy. Sister Superior Katerina Lumiva was not a patient woman. Having spent the last 3 years beset by heretics and demons, the bitterness of hard-won lessons had twisted around her heart like a vine. It tinted every interaction, growing her from bright-eyed novitiate to cold-eyed Sister Superior. The path she now tread was one that would be walked by many women of rank. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, she mused, for leadership was a leaded crown indeed. She spared a moment to rub the back of her neck where the scar from the Plague Champion's blade remained. Dulled now, but not quite fully healed. The sting, these thoughts, and the backwash from the idling Valkyrie transport did little to ease her ill temperament. At her order, Squad Titania had taken up defensive positions around the landing pad. Their discomfort was evident, checking and rechecking armor seals and ammo pouches. Escorting Mechanicus adepts was an ill-fitting burden that the sisters and Titania had long since sought to be free of. Katerina's fingers brushed against the gold pommel of her chainsword. It had been a gift from an old friend and mentor that had carried her through countless battles on a great number of worlds. How many lives had she taken in service to the Emperor, she wondered, and how many more? Today or tomorrow, faith and duty seemed to be the only constant she would rely upon. Some of her squad were replacements, having lost Sister Valentia upon entering the system. Her wounds had finally proven too great, her suffering too mighty, and so it was that she had gone to be with her Emperor. What did it say about herself that she trusted her holy tools more than her sisters with whom she fought and bled alongside? The Valkyrie's gate opened with a hiss of decompression, jarring her from her spiral. From the haze strode 2 lumbering servitors, broad-shouldered and armed with weapons Katerina had rarely seen. Their size and hodgepodge augmentations left them with an off-balance and inhuman gait. Their mass and presence would have been an affront to most servants of the Emperor, but to the servants of the Mechanicum, it appeared that natural physicality was merely an antiquated construct. Behind the behemoths trailed their charge, a diminutive Magos of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Hunched and frail, the Magos did not strike an imposing presence as some might have suspected for one of such a rank. The servitors parted, allowing the Magos to creep forward and address the Sister Superior. The binary translated itself, slowly at first, but then matching the cadence of its transmission into Gothic.
Let us waste no time. I am Magos Delphov-Kar, seconded to the Order of the Starlight Saint temporarily to perform the holy rite of interim. You will escort me to the holy shrine of the Sword Saint Medea, wherein I will inter the sacred relic.
The Magos gestured to the long cylinder that she held in her mechadendrites. A weapon, perhaps? Or a fragment of bone from some long-dead saint, sealed in stasis. The desire to press the Magos was strong, but Katerina resisted the urge. No good would come of it. Only more riddles, and perhaps even a diplomatic incident. Katerina was taken aback by the urgency in the Magos' tone, and by her curt nature. For one so small, she seemed to carry an unearned air of authority. Even in binary, the urge to command was apparent.
Very well, Magos. Welcome to Atellan Primus. I am Sister Superior Katerina Lumiva, and this is Squad Titania. And by the Emperor's will, we will perform our holy duty and escort you to the shrine.
See that you do. We're in dire need of the aid that only you and your sisters can provide.
She trailed off.
This whole pilgrimage is politics. Ford is under siege and I'm sent to inter a relic. The Legio Cybernetica will hear of this, mark my words.
The Magos trailed off again quietly, tapping her fingers against the omniscient axe she walked with. Part weapon, part cane to support her augmented girth. Katerina wondered if the Magos could even swing it to defend herself should the need arise. The thought was amusing, almost as amusing as making the Magos wait just a moment longer for her arrogance, abusing social graces just to remind the Mechanicus envoy that she was their charge to protect, not the reverse.
Very well then. Let us waste no time.
A wry smile crossed Katerina's lips, invisible behind her helmet, as the Magos began to shuffle forward. With her hulking servitors in tow, Delphov car made for the immolator parked some short distance away. A rather bemused Katerina fell in behind her, issuing orders as she walked to rally the squad. It took an effort to shorten her strides in order to yield to the ambling figure of the Magos so as to not offend her by accidentally walking ahead.
Seems like the Cardinal's been busy, cashing in on favors with the Mechanicus while we're knee-deep in cultists.
She sighed quietly. Her exasperation was a foregone conclusion, but it would be a cold comfort to her sisters.
We'll be escorting the illustrious Magos Delphov card to inter a most holy relic. Keep your eyes open and watch the Auspex. There's reports of cult mobility along our only route, and we're a full day out from the shrine.
She paused, then continued.
The Emperor will be our guide, but it's up to us to protect our charge.